right, whenever you're ready, as soon as you start answering the first question, I'll start the 5 minutes.
Sounds great.
Hey, good. Great
Hey,
speech.
thanks.
My question is about member retention and that last part of your speech and what you just said. How do you plan to balance the cultural and social aspects of the club and get members to be attending all TP events, or what do you envision that looking like?
Yeah, definitely. That's a great question. I think first and foremost, because everyone does have their own job, it's important that everyone remembers, of course, the audience that we're going to and that we're teaching these things to. Because as important as it is to get messages across or to do social events, if you're not doing it for the people, then you're just going to do it with an empty crowd. So of course, thinking about who's going to be in attendance and what is important for college students, taking time out of their day, what they want to see, what is important to them. It's definitely going to be one of my top priorities. But also just definitely collaboration with the other members of board. It's very easy to get lost in your own job and kind of let people do their own thing, but I think that talking to each other and seeing what will work, what will make sure that people stay, and of course definitely talking with programming to make sure that the event schedule makes something that feels organic and makes people want to keep coming back is definitely something we're going to try and do.
Hello, Griffin.
Hey.
Thank you for your speech.
No
My
problem.
question for you is specifically about friendship games, as one of the few people here who's experienced it. As you know, creating hype for this event is really important, which you addressed in your speech, but I just wanted to hear about your specific plans, considering no one knows about it, and similar to how PACN rolled out, I'm sure that you would want to create hype in a different way to get more member retention.
Yeah, definitely. It will be very difficult, I know, because telling people about something that they have no idea about poses a lot of challenges, PACN as a prime example, but certainly something that didn't work as well with PACN was advertising it early on. Friendship Games occurs in October, which, considering the timeline of the fall semester, you come in late August, you don't have much time before then. I think that, yeah, it'll definitely be difficult considering that me and Jaden will be the only ones that have experienced it, but at the same time, even if people don't know exactly what it is, it's the idea that I've emphasized in my speech, that it's giving back to the club in a way and making sure that people feel at home and comfortable enough with the people, I feel like will often be enough for them to want to participate in Friendship Games itself.
Hi, Griff.
Hey.
Thanks for sharing your story and
Hey.
your cool speech. I was just wondering, since you're going to be the APOSA rep for Troy Phi, kind of how you're planning to use APOSA and our connection with APOSA as a resource and an asset, and also to foster relationships with other orgs.
Yeah, great question. I think that a lot of times when we try and collaborate with other orgs, it falls through, be it because it just didn't work or because they did not pass the vibe with us. That's oftentimes the reason. And so, of course, I would love to foster those relationships, but of course we do have to consider what works with Troy Phi, what collaborations will feel organic in a way, and being a direct part of APOSA is certainly important as we make our name as a club. But yeah, I think even if it doesn't mean direct, GMs, collaborations, I think making sure that we're constantly in contact, with things like the blacklist of people who shouldn't come to parties as a prime example of things that require transparency and communication with other clubs. I think that will be a good foundation for any future endeavors.
Hey, good job, Griffin. My question is in regards to your plans for externalizing. So I was wondering, in addition to planning parties and socials and attending friendship games, what are your other plans for how we can externalize to other orgs, whether they're other Filipino orgs or APOSA orgs or USC orgs? How do you plan to maintain those connections?
Yeah, I think it'll be difficult in the fall semester to immediately take off, just because of the way that even though the school year started to get a little more easier to contact and collaborate with other clubs, it still is not as easy as we would like it to be in terms of externalizing. And so I think that before we're able to fully immerse ourselves in the GMs or collaborations with other clubs, definitely that foundation and communication has to be made. Friendship games is a really good way and easy way to have already a setting to communicate with those clubs, have a good time, and then also, I don't really know anyone from other clubs, so it'll be a matter as well of me getting to know them and learning what their kind of atmosphere is like. It requires, before I think we're able to fully jump in the fall semester, it'll definitely require a really strong foundation in communicating with them. And even if in the fall externalizing is limited to things that are a bit more simple, like friendship games and parties, I think that maintaining constant communication throughout will definitely lead to future opportunities, be it in my spring semester or further on.
Thank you, Griffin.